Greetings and welcome to a Wednesday edition of the Shotgun Start. It is October 2nd. Andy, how we doing?
Brendan, I'm doing all right. You know, it's always a bummer when you miss a first of the month recording by a day.
We're a little delayed start here or release, so we did not record. We neither recorded on the first nor released on the first. You know, time is sort of interpretive around here. So it's a pure second of the month recording, which is a bummer. October's a great month, though. I'm glad we have moved into October. Maybe the best month, one of the best months. Get the Halloween decorations out, put the plaid on. Everybody starts going to these pumpkin patches just so they can post about it on Instagram with their kids, riding in the hay thing. It's just purely an Instagram-fueled industry at this point. But October, great month. Ready to go.
Can we talk about pumpkin patches?
Yeah, let's talk about. I'm a veteran of multiple pumpkin patch wars. What?
To me, what's ridiculous is what's deemed as a pumpkin patch now. Like, you drive down the road and it's like on a busy intersection corner, and it's like, come experience our pumpkin patch. It's like, this is not a pumpkin patch. There were pumpkins grown here. You've just taken a bunch of pumpkins, plopped them on this corner, and then you're upcharging everybody, and you're using basically like just a busy intersection corner as an area of overpriced commerce.
Oh, and they charge you through the nose. I've been caught on the back foot a few times where I had to get a pumpkin late in the game. Like, oh shit, we have all these. We don't have a pumpkin. I get one, from some bougie little side of the road, bougie area store, and I'm getting like a $65 pumpkin or something like that by the pound. Of course, you got to go get the biggest one.
Organic,
it's ridiculous.
Of course.
Yeah.
You gotta get
I don't
organic.
know. That's your deal. I don't meddle with the organic stuff.
Organic seedless pumpkin. Our kids cannot be cutting into non-organic pumpkins.
That's got to be a thing somewhere out there. You're right. That's a great point. They find a parking lot, put a couple bales of hay down, and they say it's a pumpkin patch.
It's the same with the Christmas tree industry. The Christmas trees do the same thing.
The charges on those are insane now. It's a disposable item. It's in the garbage by January 5th. It's like, oh, this is a $220 tree now. It's crazy what's going on in there. Maybe should be an election item. Who's going to bring down the cost of Christmas trees and pumpkins? And they might get your vote.
Can I just say something about that last night? Vice presidential debate.
Did you really watch that?
I was on a plane. Yeah, I watched it. I locked in. I was all over it.
Okay.
Somebody next to me was watching it, and I was like, "Oh, I'll pop it on." Why? What else am I going to do? I wrote you something too. I sent you something.
Literally anything.
I wrote you something while I watched it.
That was good.
I gotta say, it was just refreshing to see two people like seemingly have a real conversation instead of just yelling and calling each other names.
You're giving like an earnest debate take here, huh?
I just was like, why isn't this the normal?
Yeah, I was trying to think of a joke last night. What would be the vice president's cup as opposed to the president's cup? I couldn't. That was my only debate thought. What would that be? Corn Ferry Tour versus the Challenge Tour or something like that. Speaking of, we got good golf this week. We got Corn Ferry Championship. We're into October. A solid, sneaky solid week of golf between the Dunhill, the KFT Championship. Will Sanderson, of course, one of my favorite. Great, maybe a swan song of the Chicken Championship, Revelry, the Proud Cock, the Rooster Trophy, maybe going out this weekend down in Jackson, Country Club of Jackson, Mississippi. We'll get to that. A good solid week all the way around. Where do you want to start?
Where do I want to start?
You want me to start?
I think we could talk about Yasir and Jay.
Okay.
Maybe they should have a presidential debate.
I don't think they need a debate. I think they need a deal. They just, I mean, you need to get this across the line.
Who would be the moderators if you did a Jay and Yasir talk?
It's a good question.
The moderators are sneaky, like they just wield so much power.
Maybe like a live bot, somebody that's just been on live, like just trying to jam Jay. You need like multiple moderators, like they have two. I don't know why do we need two moderators? Is it really that? I guess it's an intense job. You got to moderate and ask and do all sorts of different stuff. Do you think Jay Monahan had any authority to decide who he was going to play with? Or do you think this is like, you're on my turf now and we're going to jam you? And Guy Kinning said, you're with Yasir, get it done. Do you think Jay had any agency of this decision? He woke up, he's like, oh shit, this is who I'm on the tee sheet with.
I had heard that this was going to be a pairing about a week and a half ago.
And you didn't disclose it to the world?
It's just some things the world need to know.
You keep it in your pocket?
I kept it in my
listeners
back pocket.
Need it.
Well, But anyways, so I think everybody knew this was happening. This was not just a blitz. This has been known for a while that this pairing was going to happen.
Okay.
So I don't know. I think the game of golf is great at bringing people together. It's one of the great virtues of the game of golf is that you play with people and you spend, in the case of this, you're going to spend like 6 hours together.
Long time.
It's not going to be a swift round, but over 6 hours in a mutual love affair of golf. I don't know if Jay really loves golf at this point. Probably kind of hates it. But playing golf, I think the greater golf world versus playing golf. I think like it's got an amazing ability to mend fences and to motivate people to like the person they're playing with. Like it shows you in a somewhat vulnerable state because everybody struggles with golf, and it's a wonderful opportunity to talk about things over the course of a long period of time. And who's better to, I guess, kind of be the moderator here than Billy Boy? Billy Horschel will be in the group. Well, I think he'll just spark conversation. He's going to... one of the things about Billy, I know he's going to have a lot of questions for both of them.
I mean, how the moderators say, like, Mr. Walls, or Senator whatever Vance, you have 23 seconds left. Billy Boy's going to just go and go and go. It's like, all right, Yasir, you have 6 seconds left. I talk. Billy Boy's going to take a preponderance.
He's not going to say Yasir or His Excellency. He's going to call him Buddy.
Buddy. He's going to call him Buddy. That's good, Buddy.
Hey, Buddy.
Hey, Buddy. Billy is paired with Jay Monahan. Can I just push back on your cliche for a minute that game of golf brings people together, men's fences? Like, people say that and they write flowery little articles about it for the back page magazines and how I found this person and that. I think it also reveals how you never want to spend time with that person ever again after playing golf with them. Like that guy, I was forced by circumstance to spend 4 hours, 5 hours with that person. And I clearly would never, ever, ever do it otherwise and won't do it again. It does do that. It reveals who you hate very as quickly.
Absolutely does
as many fences. Billy Boy is with Jay, and Mean Dean of the Status is with His Excellency Andrew Waterman. You see, there's an actual waterman in this event.
No.
I was deep in the weeds on the all the amateurs in this thing.
This is the event of the week, by the way.
Okay, Sanderson is my event of the week. Sanderson's
you don't get an event of the week. This is it can't be called event of the week. Yours can be this PGA Tour sponsored tournament of the week.
Oh, get out of here with that.
Seems like you're just laundering PGA Tour sponsored weeks down our listeners' throats. I see through it. 2 weeks in, I see what you're doing.
I did the North of Ireland amateur.
You're bought and paid for by the PGA Tour.
That's me.
It's sad to see.
That's me.
You must have covertly gotten free trip down to visit behind the moat and got brainwashed.
I was invited to be an influencer at the Butterfield. My wife and I, all my kids, were going to Bermuda in middle of winter. It's going to be great. That's been the quid pro quo here.
You know what's going to be next? What your next thing's going to be?
What?
Now that you're co-opted?
What?
Next thing we know, you're going to be getting a tour of the Titleist ball plan. And you're going to be, I'm going
to be at TGL. I'm going to be doing all this stuff. Yeah. I can't wait to talk about the 5-part documentary on the Ballfrogs and how that's a legitimate piece of journalism. And let's go. No, I got in the weeds on the amateurs on this. There's an actual Waterman, Justin Waterman. No relation to Andrew Waterman. I tell you what, going through this list, this is probably the only pro golf event, where the people born on third thinking they hit a triple aren't the actual pro golfers. A lot of them. It's just a lot of Roman numerals, fancy boys, a lot of self-made folks, I'm sure, but financiers and people like that. I think Justin Waterman is married into the Bloomberg family, is what I gathered. Just I wanted to see if he was related to Andrew.
Where do I get the?
I'll send it to you right now.
I'm on the entry list.
Yep. First off, we have Peter Uihlein, Jeff Kelter, Hudson Swafford, Scott Mahoney. You see, John Elway is playing. Just, I guess he's abandoning Bo Nix. The Bo Nix, he just doesn't want anything of that this weekend. I want to ask you a question
about that. Do you think, PJ, I'd like your opinion too. Do you think if the Broncos put Elway back there, if he'd have more success than Bo Nix?
That's a ridiculous
Speaking
question.
of the Bo Nix that just beat the Jets.
I wouldn't say Bo Nix beat the Jets. I would say the Jets beat the Jets.
I like that.
Bo Nix definitely didn't beat the Jets.
Hey, is this the
John Elway with James Nicklaus?
I was wondering how James Nicklaus got in the field.
He's a European Tour.
Oh, he is?
Card holder. Yeah.
There's a bevy of live boys. Massimo Giannulli, he better be in a big letter hat, G4 hat. Founder G4, also subject to that USC, pay for play deal with the kids getting into admissions. I think he had trouble with that. With was it Aunt Becky?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's in the field. Bo Nix.
I'll tell you what. Being part of a kids show, 20 years later, the stories are pretty sad.
If you were a child actor, is that what you're saying?
All parties involved.
Okay. Well,
seems like across the board.
Yeah.
They don't seem any like heartwarming stories.
Yeah.
The Whoop Boys playing.
Will Ahmed, he's in there. I'm telling you, it's just it's a Mitch. Yeah. Ari Emanuel with
Colsarts.
Former Fried Egg podcast Shotgun Start listener, I believe, Nicholas Colsarts.
We got to have him on. When are we going to start having some guests on?
I mean, we've done this for 6 years and hardly had any.
You know what I think that's our biggest hindrance to guests?
What? Having to book them?
Having to set a time.
Reply to emails. Yeah. You're like, all right, you want to record now? All right, let's go. We don't have schedules for this, as you can tell. Ton of live boys. Surratt, Brooksy's playing. Brooks is right behind the. I think they rotate, right? So they're going to rotate, and so Rory will eventually play with Jay or Yasir or both. Rory's with Jerry. Louis Oosthuizen's with Johan Rupert. They're off together. Behind them is Fleetwood and Ogden Phipps II. Brooks Koepka is with Brian Thompson. Jimmy Dunn right behind them. So all sorts of interesting power brokers, palace intrigue going on at the Dunhill links.
You know who you didn't mention who's in the field?
Who?
Bill Murray.
I went through the whole thing. I could say honestly something about every single amateur. Apparently, a young European Tour player didn't know who Huey Lewis was walking into the town this week. Which, how can you blame him? Huey Lewis in the news. I just don't think you can. You can expect that.
That's like point. When Rory didn't know who Spider-Man was.
I love that. I mean, are we sure? It seemed that was the case. Tom Holland.
Oh, yeah. For sure.
I know who Tom Holland is, the name.
I don't know who. I wouldn't have known who he is.
If he walked on the range with a sign around his neck that said, "I'm Tom Holland," I wouldn't know if he was Tom Holland. I know
agree.
he's an
I'd
actor.
be like, "Congratulations, you're Tom Holland." I don't know who Tom Holland is. I did not know who he was until this.
Yeah.
Hey, would you rather play the Pebble Pro-Am or this Pro-Am?
I think. I mean, both are these are fancy people.
I'm sure we're about to be invited to both.
Some of the worst weather these people probably are subjected to on either side. It's both options. Like, you're out there, you can't go in. Like, a lot of these people just probably only play when they want to play, where they want to play. I think I'd probably want to do this one. Right?
Yeah, I think I'd pick this one.
Why?
I like the golf courses more.
Okay. I mean,
sorry, I was trying to count how many Nicholases there are.
Oh, well, what a good thing to distract you. I love that. Ask a question, immediately start counting how many Nicholases there are.
Let me tell you something.
Jack?
No, spelled the same way. I think, it says 9. But then I just saw a bunch there's in the first, 3 or 8 games off of St. Andrew, off the old course. Yeah. There's 3 Nicholases, 2 with the last name and 1 with the first name.
Yeah. Love that. I like the...
They clumped the Nicholases. They didn't spread them out very much.
I like we also have a mini PNC championship going on in game 56. Matt Fitzpatrick with Sue Fitzpatrick and Tyrrell Hatton with Jeff Hatton. It's just a father-son, kid parent deal going on with that one.
You know what I'd be interested in?
Yeah.
Genuinely interested in what Jeff Hatton is like on a golf course.
For sure. I assume they're related. I assume that's his dad. I guess it could be his brother. Could be totally unrelated. I don't know, but I'm just guessing. So,
what kind of disposition does he have on the golf course? Is what I'm interested in.
We got Renato Parator with Neil Elatrash, Doctor to the Stars, playing with Wilco, Summer Teeth.
What
Mike
happened
Meldman,
to Wilco?
Knee Neighbor. I mean,
I know the band.
Oh, they're still humming, I'm sure.
I'm joking about the band.
He's with Mike Meldman, who I believe is Discoveryland fella. Yep. Just all sorts of names in here. Some athletes, some improper sportsmen, some proper sportsmen. An interesting event of the week, as you say. Anything else on the Dunhill? Do you think the deal is going to be hammered out?
No.
I don't know why people... This is just a bunch of PR. It's a show. Jay has... I mean, he doesn't have any power necessarily. He can't just strike a deal on the golf course. That's not happening. A lot of people making news that he doesn't wear gloves. He's out there wailing away with no gloves this morning. People are... This is...
I'll tell you what the least predictable thing was, seeing his Titleist golf bag and knowing his takes on the golf ball.
That's fair. Fair.
Surprised it's not a staff bag, to be completely honest. That was the most surprising.
Is this really event of the week with no Manacero playing? Maybe the best player in the world right now, not even playing, just has no time for it. I question its credentials.
What if he doesn't like playing with the celebrities? He doesn't like them. It's not serious enough for him. He's a serious player. It's too bad we don't get to see him melt on Sunday for the third consecutive tournament. Don't
get in his kitchen about that. You want a good European tour story from this last week? Aaron Rai at the Spanish Open. Apparently, man of the people, not one of these born on third base types like they're all over this field. Apparently got on the shuttle bus to the Spanish Open and fell asleep on the bus. Bus driver gets to the course, lets everybody out, doesn't realize Aaron Rye's still on the bus, drives away. He's done with his shift for the day, drives to the bus depot. He's not like going around in circles from stops. He's done. So he goes to like the car park or whatever it is, miles away from the course, and leaves. Gets off the bus, locks it, leaves into some depot for the day.
Locks the bus.
Yes. Apparently, Aaron Rye wakes up, is on the bus, is like hammering the windows. Guy just won the Wyndham Championship. Guy's like a top 50, 30 player. He's banging on the bus. He's banging on the windows. Wakes up. He's like, where the hell am I? Bus driver's like, not yet gone. Sees him. Comes back to the bus. He goes, I'm done. Bus is done for the day. Rye's got a tee time. Bus driver's like, all right. I mean, I'm not going to, you're jammed, but I'm not going to jam you. The bus driver puts him in his car, his personal car. He's done with his shift and drives Aaron Rye to the golf course, who gets there late, makes his tee time, but gets there just before his tee time, goes to the putting green, gets off after sleeping in the middle of the bus depot in Spain, wherever they were, Madrid.
How ridiculous is it that he fell asleep on the bus?
I don't know. Seems reasonable or within reason.
I think it's insane.
It's a great story.
That he could fall asleep like an hour and a half before a competitive round golf on a bus, on a shuttle bus.
Love that. He
what
doesn't
about
have some
all
escort.
The people on the bus that didn't wake him up?
I don't know. I don't know how many were on the bus, but a good story. European Tour whimsy.
You know what? Aaron Rye. I guess Aaron Rye's world rank.
28.
20.
But had a good year. It's just been raking in the PGA Tour.
You know how much money you could have won off people if you said Aaron Rye is going to be ranked ahead of Tony Finau, Max Homa, Tom Kim, Matt Fitzpatrick, and Justin Thomas at the end of the year.
He's going to be on the team next year, playing 6.5 hour 4-ball rounds at Bethpage. He's going to be on that team.
The great Manacero might be on the team.
It better be on that team. You imagine all those Italians on Long Island? They're going to be like, the Larry David meme. Who are we rooting for? We had the great Manacero. Do I go with the homeland, the motherland, or do I root for the USA?
PJ, do you think that? How do you think the Long Islanders will receive the great Manacero?
I think if you put a guy with that last name on Long Island, he's going to have his own cheering section.
That's what I'm saying.
Absolutely.
They
will rally around somebody with that many vowels in their last name. Absolutely.
Can I read off the top 6 we'll do the top 8 in European Ryder Cup points right now.
Oh, God, this is such a fruitless endeavor. I looked at it the other day, and I was like, all right, we don't even need to indulge this. Go ahead.
It's too good not to.
All right.
Rasmus Højgaard, number 1.
Sure.
Number 2, Rory McIlroy. Number 3, this is where it gets a little fishy. Number 3, Matt Wallace.
Just one.
Number 4, Nicholas Norgard. All these guys just won.
Speed Demon.
Number 5, Angel Hidalgo.
Yeah.
Number 6.
We're out of John Rahm, but can I interest you in Angel Hidalgo?
Number 6, Matteo Manacero, the great one.
Gotta be.
God, you know what would be an electric Dunhill pairing?
Who?
The two great ones together. Gretzky and Manacero.
Oh, God. Gretzky's
Number
too
7.
busy with Blocky. Go ahead.
Alfredo Garcia Heredia.
Who?
That's number 7. Alfredo Garcia Heredia.
Okay. Not
number
familiar
8,
with this game.
John Rahm. Number 9, Grant Forrest. Number 10, fellow podcaster, Andrew Beef Johnston.
No way. Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know how.
I thought he was doing the broadcast.
I don't know how he's done.
That's awesome. I love a little beef on Long Island.
11 Matt Baldwin. I'm just going to stop there.
This is the Euro points, right? I mean, this is, or aren't they combining them? I can't remember.
Combined.
Yeah.
Number 13, you get a Fitzy, but it's Alex Fitzy.
Okay. All right. So there's some work to do. You're Luke Donald. Some games to play still. That's good.
How good would it be if that's who they rolled out there?
It would be fabulous. Be perfect. Hey, speaking of rolling out, PJ, your Mets rolled out Swag Sports Minute here. You had a great little bit for me.
I brought it for you.
What is that? Oh, you got a Mets head cover.
My Mets
they rolled out
cover.
Hey, do you guys put ketchup on hot dogs in New York?
Yes, it is mildly sacrilege, but I don't like mustard, so I go ketchup. I'm also not a huge hot dog person.
You're asking this because there's a hot dog New York Mets Swag Sports golf cover with a Mets deal, and it's got a hot dog on it. It's pretty cool. It's pretty sweet. Dancing hot dog. It looks like it's going to be devoured by Joey Chestnut. You can choose from a selection of designs, including an option to make your own swag starter kit. If you haven't been able to hit a swag drop in the past, now's the time. Visit swag.golf. High school teammate of Andy's started swag, amazing putters, slick putters. We're going to have more giveaways for them with swag next year. They've been sort of prizes for our events. Really got up close and personal with a few of those. Good stuff, really good stuff. And now you can make your own swag starter kit. Swag.golf. Swag Sports Minute, they rolled out Luis Severino. Get a game one win. You were worried about him with the hangover game. House and champagne in the clubhouse. What were you relieved when you saw him celebrating down in Atlanta on Monday?
Yeah, so they just kept on everybody's Instagram Live or on SNY. They're showing celebration. Everybody is just dumping champagne. They have to get on a flight immediately to go to Milwaukee. They're celebrating after losing the second half of a doubleheader, whatever. Who cares? Hard pan. Luis Severino is just chugging smart water because he's got to pitch in 20 hours. That's my ace right there.
Hey,
you gave up 4 runs. Kept it.
Yeah, he was bad. He was awful. I mean,
so the smart water wasn't necessarily.
It wasn't
enough.
good. I was worried the whole year about the guy who doesn't strike anybody out being playoff game 1 starter, and I was proven correct. But he rallied for the 5th and 6th inning at least.
Okay.
Do you are you more excited this week about the Mets in the playoffs or Furyk and friends?
That's a great question, actually, because Furyk and friends, there's some content around Furyk and friends that I think we're going to have to get into on Sunday. I don't know. The Mets, by the time you're listening to this on Wednesday afternoon, the Mets could have already advanced to the NLDS or could be in a win-and-in situation tomorrow, which does not feel good. So
on the way.
Who knows?
I don't understand it feels, I guess it's providing a huge advantage. Like if you have to go through this wild card situation, it's just like a lot of games.
Well, the Mets have to win. They're going to have to win 5 games in 6 days to advance to the second round here with no days off. So it's kind of
like the other teams are getting a staggered start in this postseason, right? They get a 10-shot lead on some of the guys who weren't as good this season.
That's going to be a talking point.
Well, that's at the end of the day, it's kind of like there's 162 games. You should just win more of them. Like if you're the Diamondbacks, sorry, you had some chances there.
I think they should just have given the Cubs a spot. They should have gotten an exemption spot like the PGA Tour.
I mean, I think the Diamondbacks should be disqualified by virtue of having like John Rahm throw out the World Series first pitch. Like guy showed up in Phoenix like 10 minutes ago, and he's like your celebrity throwing out the first pitch. He's the hometown hero. But they're out.
10 minutes ago. He was in Phoenix all of his college life too.
I'm just saying.
He came from.
It's a transient fan base. Nobody's a Diamondbacks fan. They got Rahm out there.
Is having John Rahm throw out the first pitch in his green jacket better or worse than the Mets wheeling out Grimace for the 3rd time on Tuesday? If we make it that far,
I don't get the Grimace thing. I don't. Well, you have to explain the Grimace thing to us at a later time.
Okay.
He's apparently some sort of good luck totem this year for the Mets. Is that what it is?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's Swag Sports minutes, plural. Go
Check
to
out their stuff.
swag.golf.
Awesome stuff. I was at our Kingsley event. Everybody was eyeing their putters. They're good looking putters.
Love that. All right. So Alfred Dunhill Links is your event of the week. That's 7 to noon each day, Thursday through Saturday, with the finish on Sunday at 12 p.m. noon on Golf Channel. So that's good coffee golf, really, all weekend. Let's move on. You mentioned the Furyk and Friends. Are we going to PGA Tour Champions first? The Furyk and Friends is at Timuquana Golf Club. It's his annual senior tour event at the Donald Ross layout. This is 2 to 4 p.m. Friday, Saturday, with a tape
live
delay.
Coverage.
2 to 4 p.m. on NBC Sports app on Sunday. You got to go to the app. You got to work the olds, all those Champions Tour. That's their demo. They know how to get in that streaming, all those different apps. That's precisely great. Where they want to be.
The Jets play at 9 a.m. in London. My day will be wrapped, and I'm gonna go to the NBC Sports app, and I'm gonna watch some Furyk and Friends. It's gonna be great.
I think the NBC Sports app. I think they're missing out because I was wondering this when the Royal County Down tournament with the Irish Open was on the NBC Sports app. I hopped on the cock, and
they didn't have it. No,
they had it on Sunday.
Oh, they did. Okay.
Yeah, I watched.
It's hard to keep track of all the.
I watched RCD on the cock. It was great.
Peacock's great. It's really good. It's just it's had an incredible rebound.
The first person in the world.
Wait, no. I've been a Peacock appreciator for like 4 years now. I've said the stream. I don't know what it is. The streaming quality is good. I like it. You, as a Big Ten fan, should like it at this point. I've been into the Peacock for a while. I've been into it. It's good. It was awesome for the Olympics.
I let down this week.
You got to be double back to back. Who do they play? Let's talk about that Friday. Anything about Furyk and Friends? You said it's a weak field, PJ. It's $2.1 million. Notables are Calc. It's not good when he's leading off notables. Couples, Daly, John, Jim Furyk.
Illinois off this week. This is great.
All right, so not a letdown week. Justin Leonard, Davis Love III, Colin Montgomery, and Steve Stricker. Those are your notables for the Timuquana, Furyk, and Friends. Constellation Energy. Weak field, PJ?
Weak field. Only 3 of the top 10 in the Schwab Cup. Only 5 of the top 15. I'm kind of worried about it. Maybe I don't know. Is Furyk putting too much stock in the P Cup that he didn't recruit hard enough here?
Not enough friends.
Distracted. Not enough friends.
Not enough friends. It's a weak field. There's not a lot going on. However, there is a lot going on around the Furyk and Friends. There's been a bevy of social media coverage. Furyk and Friends is steering into the creators. Good will appear at Furyk and Friends in the celebrity foursome scramble on Saturday.
What's the Venn diagram of good watchers in Champions Tour golf? What's the Venn diagram?
Do the good guys even know who these guys are? Like, is one of the good guys going to be playing with Glenn Day and be like, who the fuck are you?
What are the good boys doing?
They are seemingly playing in their celebrity Saturday event.
We had someone offer you a Pro-Am spot unofficially. Unofficially. I don't know that you were officially would have been certified. Someone who was invited to play said, I'm not going to play, but PJ can have my spot. I don't know if that would have been worked, but we'll see. I don't think it would have gone over well.
PJ might launch the first Champions Tour podcast.
Oh, God.
So that's your good.
Go ahead.
There's more. I have more. They did the pairings party last night.
Sure.
To get everybody together. Where did they do it?
Where are you getting this information? Where do you even find this?
I got sources, literally just Twitter. I've been following the Furyk and Friends account for like 3 months, just waiting for this 1 week, just to see how Jim would react after the P Cup. Where did they have it? Trevor Bank Stadium, home of the hapless Jacksonville Jaguars.
Hey, did Trevor Lawrence show up?
No, Trevor Lawrence not there. But they had Jackson DeVille and everybody had the gang mascot at Trevor Bank Stadium.
The mascot.
I don't know if that's exactly who you want to associate with at this point, but here we are.
Did you see that Doug Peterson clip of him? they asked him about Trevor Lawrence, like, what's wrong with this guy? And he had a P-cup analogy. Guy was maybe dialed in.
Yeah.
He was locked in on the President's Cup. So they asked him about Trevor Lawrence, and Doug Peterson's like, were you watching the President's Cup? He's like, good. He lives in the swamp, so he immediately throws a bone to his friends at the Global Home, Ponte Vedra. And he talks about, Scotty Scheffler. He's like, on Friday, very specific. He was clearly watching every minute of the President's Cup while not preparing for the Texans, apparently. Talking about Scotty Scheffler, like, hit one lawn on Friday afternoon, flew the green. And he's like, that's adrenaline. Like, adrenaline kicks in. And apparently this is why Trevor Lawrence can't, hit the broadside of a building, because he has too much adrenaline. And that was his analogy. But he was clearly dialed into every shot of the P-Cup on Friday.
So now I have to ask, is Doug Peterson a friend of Furyk? You think maybe being in the Jacksonville area, supporting the boys instead of, trying to not go 0-4? I think it's a fair question after that.
Do you think they should just move the Jaguars?
Oh, don't
I think
start
they should just
that.
move
You're
them.
Move
them to. They should be the London franchise.
Nope. We've antagonized enough people in the Jacksonville area with the PGA Tour critiques. We're not getting into the teeth of Jags Twitter. I'm not going to antagonize them. They are a proud franchise of the Jacksonville market. Let's just leave them be. They've dealt with enough of that shit over the years.
I saw one of those quarterback rankings. I want to take a little victory lap here. People were antagonizing me for suggesting that Justin Fields last year might be better than Trevor Lawrence. And I saw on multiple quarterback rankings, Justin Fields has moved ahead of Trevor Lawrence.
Oh, well, that must be it. The rankings are it. Then,
I just want to point.
Rankings.
I just want to point out. Trevor Lawrence might stink.
He might be bad. Or he's bad right now, that's for sure. All right, continuing on. Do you have any Champions Tour cleanup you want to do? Anything else?
Well, we got to do our picks. What are you're trying to...
Well, I mean, we're going to record before they start on Friday, too. Who's your pick?
This is like a major this week. I was doing research. Jerry Kelly, top 5 last year.
Love
Weak
that.
field. I feel like he's been kind of hit or miss this year. He's not been as dominant as he usually is. I think we're in the kind of end of the season. He's going to make a late season push towards the top of the Schwab Cup rankings.
Love that. PJ, who do you have?
I'm going to take VJ coming off back-to-back top 10s.
Coming home too.
Taking a big swing here. Did not play well at this event last year. But I'm going to take a big swing, go with VJ to get back in the winner's circle.
Kai, potential reason VJ didn't play well here last week.
Oh, boy.
What,
the
last
event,
year?
Furyk and friends. VJ notorious for not having a lot of friends. Yeah. Maybe he felt left out.
Also had some, made some enemies down there. Various lawsuits and stuff in the area over the years, deer antler spray, things like that. I'm going to go with the host. Davis Love syndrome. Competitively, he's flying high last week. He's dialed in. Now he gets to take a few swings for himself. And he's obviously still capable, youngish Champions Tour player. I'm going with Jim Furyk. Don't ask me for any other reasoning behind that.
Has he been like the most disappointing Champions Tour player?
He's up there. I'd say Stu Sink should be out there just wailing away on these boys. I know you got one win. I'm done talking Champions Tour. Let's get off this. This is ridiculous. We're like really analyzing this at this point. On the PGA Tour, we have the Sanderson Farms Championship in Country Club of Jackson, Mississippi. A Dick Wilson design that I think has been mangled by somebody.
This isn't a Dick
John
Wilson
Fott,
design.
I think I want to say. Country Club of Jackson. Notables: Eric Cole, Nick Dunlap, Harris English. Ricky Fowler is back from having another child, playing the Sanderson. How the mighty have fallen. Mackenzie Hughes, right off his Peak Cup heroics. Matt Kuchar, Camilo Villegas, and Gary Woodland are your notables. This is Thursday, 4 to 7 p.m., Friday, 4 to 7 p.m., finish on Sunday at 6:30. Can I interest you in a little Cutthroat Corner for Sanderson?
Sure. I love a Cutthroat Corner.
Pretty much all the fall is Cutthroat Corner. I was deep in the weeds on this. I had like 4 options. I'm interested in a few of these names that I think I'll be able to use at a subsequent date. But for this one, I don't know if he's king of the mules, but he is he branded them the mules. Don Draper of the mules, Ryan Armour. Past champion of the Sanderson, proud Northeast Ohioan, like LeBron, just a kid from Akron. Ryan Armour, currently 937th in the world, but he won the Sanderson once. What's his exemption? Past champion beyond 150. That's all of us. I guess we're not past champions, but we're all beyond 150. In 2022-23 FedEx Cup through 2024. So he's 937th in the world. How much money do you think Ryan Armour's made?
King of the Mules.
No, he's not king of the mules. He's not good enough. That's Lanto. That's Lashley. He's the one that branded them.
He's he's Jerry West. He'd be the logo.
Yes,
the mule.
Sure. He created that. He probably wish he'd never said Jerry
it. Jerry West of the mules.
Yes, Ryan Armour.
Hey, how about Pete Rose and Dikembe Mutombo? Speaking of,
what about him?
Icons.
R.I.P.
Ryan Armour.
What a hard left turn.
Well, we got to Jerry West. We got to Ryan Armour, king of the. We can talk about this later.
How about the guy? R.I.P. Too sad. I love Dikembe. Pete Rose. He was before my time.
We need more Dikembes. We need more people wagging fingers.
Yeah, I agree. Ryan Armour. What would you guess his career earnings are?
$7 million.
9.461 million. He's the 2017 Sanderson winner. Okay. He's playing out of that exemption.
Insane. It's insane.
This year,
Ryan Armour's made $10 million.
Almost, yeah. This year, he's made 5 KFT starts. He's made 3 cuts, missed 2. On the PGA Tour, he's played the Puerto Rico Open and Punta Cana. That's it. He finished T67. Made 1 cut, missed the other. In 2023, he had 33 starts last year on the PGA Tour. Last year.
19 33 last year.
19
and
missed
he's had
cuts.
3 this year?
Yes. 19
That's
missed
when
cuts.
you know you've played bad.
So he made missed 5 more cuts than he made last year. 3 top 25s.
Is insane.
3 top 25s. 20 at the Sanderson, which would have been a fall 22. The Worldwide Technologies, which would have been a fall event. And the Barbasol. None were top 10s. Those were like T17. Those are top 25s and 33 starts. In 21-22, he had 19 starts, 10 MCs, missed more than he made. 4 top 25s at Sony, Punta Cana, Wells Fargo, and Travelers. So which were, full field events, I believe, back then. So hasn't really been playing. Didn't really play well last year.
What do you think he's doing these days?
He's 937th in the world. He's probably hanging out in, I think, Akron area, Silver Lake, Ohio, I believe. Probably enjoying the Guardians postseason run. But that's it. Now he's at the Sanderson.
I can't believe you're going
I'm not going
after.
after. I just, at this point, the guy's made $10 million, 200 some starts. And he's just like, I don't know if he's 4A, but he's taking the Sanderson spot this week. And he's a past champion. 7 years ago was when he won. So that's your Cutthroat Corner.
How long should past champions be allowed back into the events?
5 years at the most, I would say. I mean, it should be up to the event's discretion. Do I want to have this guy back, or do I never want to see him again? Right? I mean, it should be the event's discretion. What's their relationship with their past champion?
The event should have no say.
That's fair. Which brings us to a Ryan French article, fresh off Cutthroat Corner. This is Monday Q. Our friend reported on the further reduction that we've kind of heard about this. We're getting a little more cutthroat. This is on MondayQ.com. PGA Tour is closer to announcing sweeping changes that will implement at the start of the 26th season, according to multiple sources. Reduction in field sizes, elimination of 10 KFT cards, reduction in full PGA Tour cards from 125 to 100, and the elimination of 2 sponsors exemption, elimination of 2 Monday qualifying spots, which obviously is very relevant to Monday Q, the outlet. The changes have not yet been voted on, but details of the proposed changes were sent to players via email and seem to be agreed upon by Tour and voting members. Quote, "It seems like a foregone conclusion," said one PGA Tour member. Well, I would just add, with the PGA Tour, nothing is ever a foregone conclusion. Nothing with the PGA Tour is ever done until it's really done. And even when it's done, it might be changed 6 months later. You know,
and this could all change. This could all change with Jay and Yasir playing golf together.
Who knows? Yeah, Yasir may have a bone to pick. He wants those extra 10 KFT cards. That may be non-negotiable for Yasir. It's just grinding. He might say
we need 400 members, and then all the Monday qualifiers would rejoice. You know,
field sizes according to 156 to 144 reduced, and as low as 120. SIG events would remain the same. One tour member Ryan spoke to said, "We need to just enforce the pace of play policy." Apparently, part of this, among the reasons for the proposal stated for the change, is to give players enough time for physical therapy following rounds. So they're reducing field sizes because there's not enough time for physical therapy. You're giggling. You can't stop laughing.
This
is an unserious bunch of pampered Fs. What? This is why. Just enforce the pace of play. You can go get your Theragun then after. Unbelievable.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
I like these changes.
I know. 125 to 100 cards. KFT is down to 30 to 20, I believe. So
I think they should go further. I think they should be down to 60 cards.
Fair. Do you like the elimination of Monday qualifying spots? 2 of 4. I kind of like the Monday qualifying stories. It's a merit-based thing for 1 week.
It's 1 round. It's actually preposterous.
It's 2.
It's like I caught lightning and bottle on a Monday.
Right.
And rarely they factor in tournaments.
They don't.
I am all for the great wholesome Monday qualifier stories. This is not, I hate Monday qualifiers.
Yeah.
It's just the reality of the truth. I think like if you wanted to do something cool, like to me, I like the old system where you had like they had 60 exempt players. This was before Dean Beeman changed the system. And then everybody else was called a rabbit.
Yeah.
In the old system, so you have 60 exempt players. If you wanted to play in your 60 exempt, you're in the tournament. Top 60 on the money list.
Yep.
Everybody else would play a qualifier to fill the 120 person field or whatever the field size was.
Right.
So you had these like massive qualifiers. That would be cool if it was like a huge qualifier and it was Monday and Tuesday and it was, you know, the low, I don't know, low, if it's 120, the low 60 in ties. The other way to get into the event was if you're a rabbit, if you qualified the week before and you make the cut, you're in the next week. See, I like this. Like that's effectively like your qualifier. It's adding stakes. It's adding storylines. You know, one of golf's biggest issues is that like it's pretty irrelevant outside of Sunday.
Yeah.
Like it's almost like a 1 day a week sport.
Yeah. Yep.
This would add some interest throughout the week. So like Monday qualifiers in their current form, nobody's going to go cover or televise a Monday qualifier for the most part. Our good friend Ryan French is covering them wonderfully.
Amazing niche. Does great work.
But the only way you make it mainstream is if like Ricky Fowler's playing in the Monday, Tuesday 36-hole qualifier or somebody that fell out of the top 60. Well, a year ago, Justin Thomas has no exemption on tour, and he's playing these like he doesn't know if he's playing week to week.
Yeah,
that's a neat thing. So I think like they're getting closer to the right way, but like with the Mondays, like to me they have to be bigger to be more relevant. Like otherwise, like if it's just 18 holes, it's just like a total crapshoot. It's like if you look at like qualifying, the way it used to work with like the USAM versus the US Mid-Am, like US Mid-Am, and this is probably why I qualified for US Mid-Am. You get hot for one round, you're kind of a fluke, right? You just get in, played one good round. USAM, like playing 36 holes, like you don't fluke it for 2 rounds generally. Like you don't just get hot for two rounds. So to me, this would be the way if you wanted to make Monday qualifiers, shrink the exempt, make it more qualification based. The more qualification, the more competition based the tour is, the more interesting it is week in, week out, and day to day, especially if you had this 2-day Monday qualifier.
I think there's something interesting here too. I'm not going to declare like in typical podcast golf media fashion that it's black and white. This is a good idea, bad idea. I think there's something interesting here potentially about the Corn Ferry Tour maybe becoming stronger. Does that really a lot strong? Does that mean it's going to be, a monster for ratings? I don't know, but like, no, it won't. I'm to be clear, but if it's like a mid-major conference that's having it like a Missouri Valley that's like loaded some year, I don't know, but this will make the Corn Ferry Tour a little bit more of an appealing product in sort of secondary markets, if that makes sense. Like, going to the tour that they whether it's Savannah or Greenville or Omaha or these places, that I think there's something there to the Corn Ferry with fewer cards and guys getting bounced down a bit more. I don't know that that's like a massive business opportunity, but I think it will be stronger and more interesting.
They'd have to supplant great events like Furyk and Friends.
Yeah, that's the physical therapy time.
PT
Corn
time.
Ferry Tour. How'd the Corn Ferry Tour become so good? Oh, the guys needed more physical therapy.
Hey, did you listen to the pod I did with Bacon on Fried Egg?
Not yet. No.
Did you see the college golf idea at least?
I did.
The alumni tournament?
Yeah.
This is, I think, like one of the best ideas anybody's come up with. It was Shane's idea, to be clear. I'm not talking about one of my own ideas, but Shane's idea is to have in the winter have an alumni classic where you have, and I liked Brentley went on like a tear on the Twitter chain with like all the teams. Brentley made a twist where it's the 4 best players, best active pros from a college plus 1 active college player. I love this. And you do like a qualification to match play tournament, just like the NCAA tournament. It would be so cool. It'd be an amazing tournament.
Yeah, that would be cool. I like it.
I think there were a lot of good ideas in that pod, so go check it out if you haven't.
Go listen to that. I think there's I would push back on there just needs to be more match play. It feels like sort of just like a facile, easy suggestion. I think I agree there does, but I think if you just start populating with match play, you're like there's just the scarcity element of it and you lose interest. But I don't know. I could be wrong. I think I think just saying there needs to be more match play is sort of like yeah, there should be, yes. But
what if it's
a tricky balance.
Here's like just a thought on that. What if you made like only like 10 events count for the FedEx Cup?
Oh God, we are all over the place. We still got to get through. KFT.
What do we have to get through?
KFT?
Oh, finals.
Yeah.
I wanted to do some stuff.
Do your FedEx Cup then.
No, it's okay.
You want to talk about Dikembe, Pete Rose? You want to talk about them?
No, we can talk about that Friday.
Interesting wrinkle. So that's your Sanderson this week. According to Sean Zock, the tour is beginning testing in-round player interviews with a Golf Channel reporter. They'll be limited in scope. Thursdays on a par 3, 2 questions in length, competition focused, but are part of what the tour calls, quote, an expanded player broadcast relationship.
Did you see Porter's tweet?
This does not It's the most pat ourselves on the back bullshit. I mean, this deserves criticism, not praise.
Did you see Porter's tweet?
No. What did he say?
He screenshotted Sean's tweet. Like,
yeah,
this is, the tour's announcing like the most low stakes, limited interview. And then it was a screenshot. I don't know. PJ probably knows the player, but it was a screenshot of a baseball player in the dugout, like moments after he hit a home run in the playoffs.
It was Tatis right after he hit a home run to open.
He's doing an interview with Fox or ABC or whatever it is.
However, that would be done correctly when they did it in the Met game, because it's ESPN. They love doing this. When they did it in the Met game, they had Christian Yelich, who has not played in 3 months and was taking up 60% of the screen in a playoff game. So if you could get the guy who just hit a home run, fine. That is worth doing.
That's cool.
If you get the guy who hasn't played in 3 months and is out for the year because of back surgery, I don't care in the middle of a playoff game. So I don't think it was the greatest thing in the world.
So big coverage wrinkles. Do you think ratings will go up with the Sanderson with news and promise of a 2-question interview on a par 3? You think that's going to spike ratings, PJ?
No, I don't.
But they're experimenting.
I like that they're experimenting. It's something different.
Got to try. Continuing on with our schedule for the week. We're not even going to get to news today. We have the Corn Ferry Tour Championship. That's at French Lick Resort, which the trophy should just be Larry Bird. The hick from French Lick. The trophy should be a bronze statue of Larry Bird. Gotta be. The French Lick Resort. This is
I feel like
TV.
You wouldn't want that trophy. It's very cancelable in time.
What, Larry Bird?
Yeah, he's you never know if he's going to say something.
Jeez. All right, 1-4 on Thursday, 12-2 on golf. You got to bounce around. You got to work for it. Golf Channel, NBC Sports app, mix of this and that. But Sunday, 12:30 to 3:30 on Golf Channel for the finish, where you have 20 guys playing for their card down the stretch at the very end. Those who've clinched: Matt McCarty, Max McGreevy, Tim Not Thin But Whiting, Stephen Fisk, Frankie Sappin III, Taylor Dixon, Harry Higgs, Bill Mao, Big Bill Mao, Ryan Campbell, Thomas Rosenmuller, Ryan Gerard, Cristobal del Solar, Cucumber Cummings, Kevin Waugh, Kevin Velo, Paul Peterson, and Isaiah Salinda are locked up. After that, on the bubble, you want to say something?
You forgot University of Illinois great Brian Campbell.
Okay. All right.
Just wanted to get that in.
Then after that, we have Phillips, Pock, Suber, Anderson, Paul. Then you got like 10 guys. Sam Bennett is currently 30th. With on the other side looking in, Trent Phillips, Trey Winstead, Kyle Westmoreland, big Air Force boy.
Who I'm worried about?
Sam and Sam Bennett?
The pot guider.
Where's he at?
Like 27 or 28.
He's on the bubble.
We need that big boy. We need that big boy on the tour.
He's got to come on the tour. How about Daniel Summerhays at 38? The chance to break through. The retired Daniel Summerhays made 30 starts on the KFT. He plays well
that Utah one every year.
Well, he played in 29 others this year, too. It wasn't just like I'm in a ceremonial deal at Utah. No, yes.
Wait, is he back? He's back. Yes. He's not a teacher anymore.
He's in the Corn Ferry Tour Finals, the championship.
Only 75 guys
get in. 75 guys got in. You have to play well to get to it. You have to accrue points. You played 20 events, not 30. 20.
We need an update. What did he quit teaching? Like I don't know. Did I miss this?
I know we had a big retirement deal at the event like 2 or 3 years ago. There was a big, swan song and broadcast about him retiring, but he's back. He's at the French Lick Resort.
Yeah, This is the first, one of the first things when you Google Daniel Summerhays is a video. Daniel Summerhays makes final professional start at Utah, whatever it is, 2020. There's no stories. There's been no stories about this guy coming back.
20 events this year. 20 starts, KFT. So 75 player field, only 74 because McCarty went up and played the Sanderson with his Battlefield promotion. They don't backfill it. So just 74. They're fully exempt status for next year, not subject to reshuffle. 31, obviously top 30 get your cards. Doesn't mean you get starts, but you get your card, top 30. 31 to 60, exempt to Q School. 61 to 75 will be exempt to Q School second stage. And there's no cut at this week French Lick Championship.
The Summer Haze thing's crazy.
I know.
All that I just searched him in Twitter. There's nothing about this on there. It's all like about him retiring.
Probably more focus on other things in golf, I suppose, than the Summer Haze comeback. You got
what do you think happened? Do you think he just started to play really well and he was like, I'm giving it a go again?
I don't know. Did a little Brett Favre. I'm retired. I'm non-retired. I don't know. PJ didn't like that. He's shaking his head. Chet's great, Brett Favre. Not happy about that comp. Can I just read something from the PGA Tour website about KFT finals? I just gave you the breakdown on the statuses. The final few holes of Sunday at the Korn Ferry Tour Championship are some of the most dramatic in sports. As the 30th, PJ's dubious. As the 30th tour card can hang in the balance until the final putt. Players who rise to the occasion will cherish the moment forever, while those who fall just short will remember it in a different light. Let's put it kindly. It is arguably the purest form of competition in sports. In sports! It's the Korn Ferry Tour Championship. Arguably the purest form of competition in sports. I love this event. I love the drama of the final 30th. I love when they used to do it on Labor Day weekend. I thought that was like a cool Monday finish deal where like you had a little bit of focus on this quote unquote minor league, like secondary tour and sort of the livelihoods at stake. I think it's great. I don't know that it's the purest form of competition in sports, but it's pure. It's real competition. That's for sure.
They should get the pure insurance people sponsoring it since it's such a pure form of competition.
There's 74 guys in the field and like 20 are all locked up, right? A lot like I know they're still competing for points and status and improve this order and reshuffle, but it's like, I don't know. I don't know if it's the purest form of competition. Anyways, that's your KFT finals. A great event. A great sort of high stakes moment.
Almost should be
event of the week.
Yeah. But I'm not moving off my position.
All right, I think that does it for our wandering meander through schedule.
I can't believe you gave Sanderson event of the week.
The Blessings Collegiate is also on. If you want to watch that, that'll be over probably Wednesday night.
I almost watched that last night. I watched the debate and stuff.
I watched a little bit last night after the Mets. Papa's farewell to college golf. This is his final event on Golf Channel for at least college. TBD about Champs Tour, but this is it for Papa. Champion. I know.
Does he know he has fans in the podcast tracking him? That we can't have him abdicate his golf responsibilities. He needs to get back on Champs Tour duty.
Yeah, well, that's what happens. We missed out for the President's Cup while the Giants had a weekend off, and now all bets are off.
All right, we got a bunch of news. We'll just bump that to Friday. I think that does it. You have anything else, Andy, you want to get to?
No, I'll save all my other thoughts. I'll save my idea for Friday.
We could do a 5-part documentary on it. I mean, we got one on the Ballfrogs. We could do a 5-part documentary on your idea.
5-part. We could do like a 10-part podcast series about a golf club.
The content that nobody asked for. 5-part documentary series on a team that does not yet play the game or exist.
Hey, us Ballfrog fans are chomping at the bit for it.
Sponsored by Comcast Business. I'm pretty sure
it's amazing.
I'm pretty sure, based on my, reading between lines, I'm pretty sure it was filmed, shot, produced by Golf Pass. Sponsored by Comcast Business. So it's all the same money under the tent. Just costs probably an absurd amount of money, but not actually sponsored. Same company that made it and sponsoring it overall. But yeah, a 5-part.
Why? Just because your team, just because Jupiter Lynx isn't doing this, it seems like this is just jealousy.
Well, this is all that Fenway activation, which was before the bubble collapsed when they thought they would have been playing last year. You got Tyrrell on the team still. It's just footage that's going to be, stitched together for 5 parts.
Listen, I'm excited. I'm excited. How could you not be excited about the promise of the Ballfrogs? The Ballfrogs had 3 players in the P Cup, 3 players in the P Cup, and they got a guy playing the Dunhill links now. This is an exciting franchise.
Sponsored by Comcast Business.
I can't wait to watch him play iconic holes like what was the hole?
I mean, I thought this was an Onion thing when they announced this. It's the dramatic, music and the trailer. This isn't a real, you want people to, you are releasing this to get it panned and critiqued. This is a hate release to get release you're just here for the replies. That's not a real proposal. You don't put that out there. What an insane piece of...
Stop antagonizing us Ballfrog fans. There's real fans of this. That's not true, Andy. Franchise.
There's podcasters making it an ironic bit.
I cannot believe you're saying that this is a bit. I love
it's an Onion. I wish I
had my Ballfrogs hat with me right now because I put it on to show you how big of a fan I am. I have merchandise, Ballfrogs merchandise.
It literally was given to you, fell in your lap.
I would have purchased some if it wasn't for having that.
Bullshit.
I'm waiting for B Dratty to have a licensing deal.
Oh God!
I'm load up on it.
Well, they're in with the P Cup now. Maybe they'll go one step farther and go further and get in with TGL.
I'll be buying a Myra. I'll be buying the $600 cashmere sweater.
Ballfrogs logo.
With a Ballfrogs logo.
SGS 30. Just make sure you use that SGS 30 promo code.
Yeah.
All right, that does it. Everyone enjoy your Wednesdays. We'll talk to you on Friday.